Alright guys, welcome back. This one's gonna be a little different, and this is a 2017. You guys saw it had 50,000 miles on it. I'm in the back seat. I have to say, this is pretty much the sweetest truck that I've been in that I work on. But anywho, we got a problem with the VISTA roof, and it is binding, and it goes open and then kicks back shut because there is some raised metal on the track that is started to bend and is pretty much inhibiting the movement of this pretty sweet glass roof. So what we are gonna have to do is replace this whole entire track. I don't know if anybody's ever had to do one yet, but it would be a really long video, and I really don't want to make that long a video. I know some of you guys like the longer ones, but I'm gonna briefly go over what we're gonna have to do in order to drop this track and fix it right the first time. So we're gonna need to remove the A pillar trim, B pillar trim, and C pillar trim. We're also gonna need to remove the center console on the headliner. We're gonna have to remove the sun visors. We're gonna have to remove our clip, our handle, and I'm going to show you a few other things. Alright, I have the B pillars, the A pillars, the C pillars, the map lights, the vanity mirrors, your suit jacket coat hooks, and here's the rear interior. Okay. You guys check it out. I got one bolt connector disconnected right there. The C-pillar trim comes off this tether. There's two of them. You gotta twist it so it comes through the hole, and then you gotta twist it the other way so the rest of it comes through the hole. Yeah. Unfortunately, when we were lowering the headliner console, this locating tab broke off. Like, gosh, man, I wish I could have showed you guys. It is seriously so tight into this headliner. Like, I am using the edges of, like, no BS. Like, I'm using that much of my fingers to pull this thing down. I can't pry against this guy's gray headliner with a screwdriver to try to pop. No, you can't do it. Tried using a plastic trim tool, pry tool on my very first one, and it just didn't really, I couldn't really get in there, so I used my hands, and the second one didn't break, but the third job, which is this one broke. So right now what we're gonna try to attack is we gotta take this little bat wing off. We're gonna have to, let me go on this side. Okay, we gotta just take this little bat wing and pop it up. Alright, just go ahead and unclip that. On this side, and the other side, there's 3 bolts, 8 millis, or Torx in the middle. I'm using my magnetic 1/4/8 to get that one out, that one, and that one. And we're gonna pop out the glass. Okay, glass is loose, and we are going to remove the glass from the vehicle. Okay, it's coming out, and remove the glass. There we go. We got a complete hole. Alrighty, we got the headliner down. Headliner down. Now we're going for the sunroof track. We got 2 motors to disconnect. and we got 4 roof drains at each corner that we're gonna have to disconnect. Also, there's some airbag connections we're gonna have to disconnect. We need to disconnect this nut and this bolt behind this connector here. We need to drop this bracket down a little bit so that we can get our perimeter nuts right here by the airbag, and then we're gonna have to remove the track. All right, chaps, the next step is to remove and loosen, rather, the rear glass. We're gonna take each 6 bolts out and let the glass hang here in the track, and I'll show you guys what we're gonna do. All right, you guys, the sunroof track is completely dropped into the vehicle. Our next step we are gonna do, we loosened the glass while the sunroof track was in the vehicle. Now we are gonna go ahead and remove the glass from the track. All right, kind of wanted to show you guys what I did. There's a bunch of perimeter bolts that you have to take loose. I left the driver's side loose because each side of the sunroof track has a slit. So I got a hinge here. Leave those loose. I took all these ones out, dropped this side, and then took that side out and set it down. As I told you, we had loosened the glass prior to us dropping the sunroof track. And we took the glass out. Now our next step, so we don't mar up the paint, because I'd love to use this lovely huge hole in the roof to take the sunroof track out instead of taking the seats and the center console, the door off. I modified the way that I do this. So right now we're going to be putting tape around the perimeter, and next you're going to see the track on the ground. All right, here we are, the sunroof track. This is the front, that's the back. Here's our shade, here's the roller. We're gonna have to transfer all this over. We're gonna have to take the tensions off and put a pin in it. And then, oh man, I'm gonna have to show you guys this procedure to basically get this in the channel that you need on both sides. Is quite a bugger, man. The first one kicked my butt. The second one, I learned it went better, but I wound up having to do this part again because when I slid the shade forward, it wound up rippling, and I couldn't let that go. So I know exactly what I have to do. Shop manual's not very explicit and clear and concise with exactly where that has to go. Just tuck it underneath the plastic fold. Yeah, I don't think so, dude. So, all right, we're gonna get the new one ready to go and mocked in. Got to transfer a bunch of parts and on to the next part. All right, welcome back. Good morning. Got our little bench set up here. We have gone ahead and already detached the main sunroof track from this metal frame here, and got a couple of trim clips and 3 little detents that you just squeeze with some pliers, and it's ready to come out. All right, and the next thing we gotta remove is our water channel. And our water channel is got 2 little pivots on each side, and they go through, through that hole. So I got a pair of needle nose pliers and just pushed against this and just kind of went like that, pop each side out, and getting that away from our work area. So the next thing we're going to have to do is take the tension off this shade. Right now we got spring tension on this, and we have to detach it from here. So we need to take this off and insert our pin, and it doesn't really illustrate that in the workshop manual. I wanted to show you what you had to do. So what you're going to do is pull back, take the tension off the shade. You guys can see this little itty bitty hole, and I have saved a pin from another job that I had did, and it fits in this hole. So we're just gonna take the tension off and stick this in the hole until you can see it come all the way out on the other side. See, there's our pin. So now we got slack on this, and we're going to be able to detach it from its locking mechanism. You're supposed to put a little 2mm Allen in here to pop this off on both sides and wiggle the shade up and out of this track. Alright, so we're going to unclip the shade here, and I want you guys to really pay attention. So this is where you're supposed to stick the 2mm Allen head to pop this. You guys see that? Pop that off of its seat, right here. So I got this side off. This is supposed to sit in this channel, okay? Both sides are like this, so I got to do this to both sides, and then simultaneously try to remove it from its channel. It's a real bear. I actually went ahead and took the shade out of here. Once you got the tension on here, go ahead and just turn this little knob so that it lines up, you know, with the flats, and slide it out. The other side is just a hole, and you just slide it out of its little guide that it's in. So now that this is more forward, I got a little more extra slack here, so I can try to pull up on this gently. Okay, I'm gonna have to go do the other side now. Okay, so both sides are out. Gotta get this little bar out. We're not reusing this spring anymore. This is all going to be new. So now we gotta slide the shade. I'm gonna kind of roll it up a little bit here. Gotta be real delicate and slide it out of its channel. It's a real bugger to get lined back up. And here is our sunroof shade. We're going to get this ready for installation after we remove the motors. Shade motor. Can't see it. Glass motor. Tightening motor. Alright, you guys, on the underside of the shade there is this little piece of almost like leather, if I were to explain to you. We have to feed this whole piece of material underneath this plastic puck right here. It's got to feed underneath that. And then, as you saw, we have to loop it up around this thing right here. So when we slide the shade the whole channel is staying under here, keeping it nice and taut on both sides. So that is what we're going to try to do right now. I can't really explain to you how to do it. You just got to double check it, feed a little bit, double check it, feed a little bit, and keep doing that until you successfully reach the end to where you're going to flip it on and over. Alright, when you have the shade in, you should see no ripples. We got the first segment in here. The channels ran all the way under those pucks. I can't really show you anymore. If I flip it over, I can. But right now, we are going to take the final step in putting this together. Okay, that's one. I'm going to go over here to the other side. Okay, just had to give the metal just a little tweak with some pliers, but you can see I got the foot engaged over the plastic arm. So now we got our shade on the passenger side. Let me show you what that looks like. It just sits in a hole. No qualms or quivers, just sits in there. But I believe it's time to pull the Jesus pin. Alright, so we got tension. We got tension on our shade, and now we're going to put the little crossbar in. Alright, I've fully engaged the crossbar, or the little tension bar that's on there. No big deal to install that. The new one has this little rubber thing that just sits in here. So I had pulled that out previously. Just going to shove that back in its little hole. And then it should look pretty similar to this, you guys. I mean, it cannot have any ripples or you're going to be taking this thing down. Trust me, I've had to do it again. So I want to really illustrate to you that it needs to go under these pucks. Let me flip it over and show you the underside. Alright, if you guys flip the thing over, I'm going to show you right there. You can see the flap is all the way under that channel. I'll show you the old one so you can see exactly how we're sitting here and what you would see when there's not a shade in the channel. Okay, here's no shade in the channel. And here's it from a different angle. Let's see if you guys can get as low as you can. Okay, see that? That right there is what it's got to slide under on both sides. If you do not get it underneath there, bro, you're gonna have to take it back out. So just make sure you get it under that puck. Alright, we have the old sunroof track on our little makeshift workbench, and the last step we're gonna do, just because I didn't want to get any shavings in this dude's truck, is we have to drill out these rivets so that we can have our air deflector reinstalled. So I'm using an 1/8 inch drill bit, and we're just going to drill these rivets right out. Okay, there's one. Let's go do the other side. Okay. See if we can do a little more on this guy. Okay, now, oops, that sucked. We should be able to pop this off. And now we got it off. So we're going to clean it up and we're going to put it in with some new rivets and reattach our little clips to the bottom. Alright guys, check it out. Everything is done. We got the headliner in, all the trim panels, the part that we busted. I'm sorry. And yeah, check it out. We had to initialize everything. I'm gonna go over that so everybody knows how to initialize their VISTA roof after motor replacement. But okay, so we got that awesome shade fully closed. We're gonna go ahead and depress our open button. Here comes our shade, and here comes our glass, and our air deflector popped up. We're gonna go to the final open position. We're gonna go to close, and then we're gonna go and try out our vent because it's pouring rain out and dude wants to smoke a cigar. We're gonna go ahead and close it, and then we're gonna shut our shade. Oh, the other way. Oh, the other way. So to perform the initialization procedure, there are some steps you have to follow. So, closing the driver's door. When these lights go off, I have to turn this light on. This light, 1, 2, 3, 4. Shut this light off. And then I have to hold this, holding. I'm gonna hold it for like 10 seconds. And then you're gonna hear the window move. It's gonna go into the vent position. Keep holding it. The shade is gonna go all the way back. Keep holding it. Then the window is gonna go all the way back. Once it gets all the way back, release it, hit it again. Keep holding it until everything closes again and your window is initialized. All right, you guys, tell me about this job and what you guys think in the comment section below. And if anybody's had to replace their VISTA roof, track. But as always, I ask you guys to like, subscribe, and thanks for watching. See you next time.